Ever imagine checking into a hotel, like right out of a sci-fi movie?
Booking a room, stepping into the future, that sort of thing.
Exactly. But instead of flying cars, picture this. A hotel built by a giant 3D printer.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But is this some distant future fantasy?
Not even close. Hold on to your hard hats because we're talking 2026. That's when El Cosmico, a 3D printed hotel, is set to open its doors.
El Cosmico. Catchy. Where is this marvel of modern construction?
Oh, just casually chilling in the Texas desert.
Of course, the desert. It's like the go-to for anything futuristic. But 3D printing a whole hotel, that's
Yeah.
a pretty big leap, right? We've seen the little stuff, prototypes, but this is next level.
Right. It's not every day you see construction projects ditching the usual bricks and mortar.
So before we dive into the how and why, can you give us the lowdown on this El Cosmico? What makes it so special, besides, being made by a giant printer?
Okay, so first off, forget those cramped cookie cutter hotel rooms. We're talking 12-foot ceilings, spacious, airy, designed to really play into that whole vast desert landscape vibe.
12-foot ceilings. Wow, okay, so they're going for grandeur, not just novelty. Now tell me more about the material they're using. Lavacrete, was it? It
Right.
sounds a bit like, well, something Fred Flintstone would use?
Yeah, the name might sound a little bit prehistoric, but honestly, Lavacrete is anything but. It's actually this super high-tech material specifically engineered for 3D printing.
So what makes it different from, say, your run-of-the-mill concrete?
Regular concrete, way too stiff, wouldn't really work with a printer. Lavacrete, on the other hand, flows smoothly, layers precisely, like a dream for those intricate 3D printed designs.
Interesting. And it's strong enough to meet building codes, right? You
Yeah.
don't want a stiff breeze blowing this hotel over.
Don't worry, Lavacrete's got you covered. Exceeds those codes, no problem. But honestly, the material is just one piece of the puzzle. The real game changer here, the fact that we're 3D printing entire buildings now.
Right, like this isn't just some experimental project.
Oh.
El Cosmico is like a giant proof of concept showing the world that, hey, 3D printed buildings, they're a real thing, and they're here to stay.
Exactly. And the possibilities, like if you think about it, are pretty mind-blowing. Faster construction, less waste, unique designs that would be impossible with traditional methods. It kind of feels like we're on the verge of a whole new era of architecture.
You're painting a very rosy picture here, and I get it, the potential is huge. But let's be real for a second. There have to be some challenges, right? 3D printing technology, it still has its limitations, doesn't it?
Of course, like anything new, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
So what are we talking about here? What are the hurdles they have to overcome?
Well, one of the big ones is scalability. Printing a hotel is impressive and all, but can we 3D print a skyscraper? An entire city? We're not quite there yet.
That makes sense. And what about the whole sustainability angle? You mentioned less waste, but what about the materials themselves? Lavacrete, how eco-friendly is it really?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because, yeah, regular cement production, not exactly known for being kind to Mother Earth, big-time carbon emitter. So simply swapping out regular concrete for Lavacrete doesn't magically solve the problem.
I see your point. It's like trying to solve a problem by, well, slightly changing the problem.
Exactly. But there's hope. Researchers are hard at work trying to make Lavacrete even more sustainable. We're talking incorporating recycled materials, finding ways to make the production process cleaner.
So it's a work in progress. The potential is there, but it's not perfect yet.
Okay.
Let's bring it back to El Cosmico. You've got the futuristic vibe, the unique construction, the desert location. Who do they see checking into this place? What kind of traveler is booking a stay at a 3D printed hotel?
Well, I'd say it definitely screams unique travel experience, don't you think?
Sleep in the future. That sort of marketing.
100%. I think they're banking on attracting those eco-conscious travelers, people who are drawn to the novelty of it all, but also to the potential sustainability aspect.
So the early adopters, the ones who want to be the first on their block to say, I stayed in a 3D printed hotel.
Exactly. But the big question is, will it stay a niche thing for adventurous travelers, or could this be the start of something much bigger?
Right. Could this be the future of all hotels? I mean, imagine a world where every hotel is uniquely designed, built sustainably, and pops up in record time.
It's a wild thought, right? And that's kind of what we want to leave you with today. If we can 3D print a hotel in the desert, what's next? Are we talking homes, offices, entire underwater cities? The possibilities are pretty much endless at this point.
Exactly. So for all our listeners out there, we want to hear from you. What excites you most about this technology? Or, on the flip side, what concerns you?
Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this conversation going.
Because the future of construction, Well, it might just be printed.
And on that note, we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.